$1,000, but we raised close to $2,000. So Elise is over the moon. She can't express her gratitude enough. So thank you for everyone who donated. It does make a big difference for these little guys' life in Costa Rica. So we're going to finish this. We are going to get it. You are going to get a last workout tomorrow in your inbox first thing in the morning, but this will be the official live workout. So we're going to put you through a really good strength session. I've got my very serious headband on, which means it's serious shit. The strength training, I'll repeat myself quickly. The strength training sessions are the ones that are the most important. They're the ones that change the shape of your body. They're the ones that are going to give you the vitality in your life to do the things that you want to do. Amber is a crazy outdoor extremist. She does everything. And I watched her surf behind the boat, and I couldn't do it because I was injured. I was so jealous. But those are the things that we do our strength training for, is because we love to use our bodies and we want to be able to do it in our 50s, 60s, and 70s. And these strength sessions are the ones that do it. But we have to incorporate all the mobility, the flexibility, the yoga, all of those things. So the strength sessions are effective. If our bodies aren't moving properly through proper ranges of motion through the practice mobility that we do, we are not going to get the effectiveness of the strength training. So unfortunately, it all belongs in your workout week. But fortunately, I do all that for you. You just have to show up and do it. If you follow along the program, you absolutely will get there. You just have to put the time in, which is very hard. So I commend you for showing up, opening up the app, doing the workouts each and every day, because you, my friends, are the ones that are going to be living not just the longest, but the most vital lives in your future. So congratulations. We're going to warm you up quickly, and then we're going to put you through a full body workout, but I'm going to isolate more chest and back because that is those are the two muscles that I have not really covered in the last 10 days. So here we go. I put it this way because I am going to use a little bit more of, and the lighting is so much better when the sun comes out and it's not pitch dark out. So we're just going to do some step ups. You don't need to use the Bosu. You can pretend. I don't actually even care what you really do for these, as long as you're warm. I will incorporate, sorry, I know you can't see my face, but that's okay. I will incorporate some specific mobility exercises in this warm-up that I would like you to do, but as long as you're just moving here, I like to use the Bosu because it forces my ankles, my knees, and my hips to all work together to stay balanced. So it's an efficient way to warm up. Now switch legs if you are on the Bosu or a step. I like to always train on my bare feet or with my bare feet, unless you have fancy Metcons or Noble shoes, lifting shoes. Bare feet is always best. You'll get the most efficient lifts. You'll lift the most, like the heaviest. Your surface area is wider, right? Plus your body is we're never in our bare feet. So the less you wear your shoes, better. Okay, so we're going to now do those little kicks. Side. Okay, I'm going to just move it over a little so you can see me. I have the bench here because I am planning on using the bench. Okay, here we go. So I love this hip opener. Try to kick like this, not like this, right? So it's sticking out the hip like so. This opens everything up, right? Nice and slow. Again, you don't need a Bosu for this. I do about 8 to 10 per side because the body kind of needs a few reps to figure out what the demand is, right? Last 2 for me, last 1. Really love that movement. It also gives you a pretty good idea of how tight you are. I mean, I'm pretty tight, but I can still manage a pretty open hip here. But this will help. I would recommend you try to incorporate this into your warm-up, this movement, as consistently as possible, or as often as possible. Good, one more. Okay, we are going to be doing the chest. So I want you to warm it up. I'm going to stand behind my Bosu, keeping my legs straight. And then I'm going to walk out And then we're gonna do a baby push-up. And then as you feel warm, you can move deeper into your push-up, right? A little bit deeper into it. So make sure that when you're doing these push-ups, that your head is over top of your hands, right? So your hands are here. You're not doing a push-up way out here. Do 2 more of those and then hang on to plank. Just hold on to a plank. The goal here is to keep your legs straight. You know, a cue how you're supposed to be. Don't get discouraged if you're not there yet. This is the last one, and you're going to hold in plank. Engage your core, hold. Okay, and then keep your elbows soft, eyes are up. We're going to do a nice, easy mountain climb. So elbow and knee connect if they can. So your head should be past your hands, ladies. Protect your shoulders. Squeeze your core. Keep going. My abs are finally not stiff. I was over the moon at how sore I was from that ab workout. Now I want you to squeeze and hold as hard as you can. Squeeze the core, all while bending the arms a little bit. Hold and bend. Hold and bend. And then push up, and then come back up with your legs straight. Legs are straight. Okay, now we're going to do the world's best stretch. But Amber, actually, so sweet, she texted me yesterday and said, oh, I do the world's best stretch with the opposite arm. Rather than like this, she does this. I tried it, so much better. So there you go. Thanks, Amber. So instead of putting, and I'm sure I saw this somewhere, but if you do opposite and then open up, it feels a lot better. So this is how I'm going to continue to do it from now on. And you also can drop the knee, right? But I like to kind of engage that back quad. And then you can come and twist, okay? See if you can really rotate. Rotation is so important. And we're going to keep holding. Oh, well, you're not going to hear that, but my lower back just decompressed. One more time, rotation. This will definitely create heat in the body. Okay, work, hold. I was shocked actually when I was watching Brenda do her yoga, how crackly pop she was. Okay, so now you're going to do that hip flexor. Okay, so I found the hip flexors this week tight, right? We've done a ton of hip work. So I like to open it up. So open up here, and then you can add some of that, dropping the scapula down and hold. You'll feel this in the hip flexor. Typically, we do more of a square, but when you open it up and then you drive the hip forward, it's a much deeper stretch. Make sure that you're not shrugging, and then bring those arms down nice and slow. Before we do the other side, we're just going to do like a downward dog walk. So really try to drive those hips back, right? And then get a nice, deep posterior stretch through the entire leg, including your calves. Hold, hold, and really push. Concentrate, okay? And then come down. I know I'm not as fluid as yoga instructors. That's because I'm a strength coach. Other side, we're going to put the opposite, right? So much better. And then hold. Now this is my bad wrist. So if you're struggling with wrist, you can definitely alleviate some of the tension by what Sarah said, placing your body on a bench or a bed, or I like to use Dhamma. And then hold. Takes the pressure right off the wrist. I typically encourage people to push through some of that discomfort, twist, but I know because I've been trying to push through it that it's not getting any better, it's getting worse. So I have to baby it a little bit. And then we're going to open up those hips. Okay, I like to do this, like this. And then my arms are just like we did in Aldoa. Yesterday, palm foot like this, drop your scapula down and drive your hip forward, hold. You can move into it, yeah, so anyway, Brenda, she was so crackly, I was shocked. So I asked her, have you always been like that? She said, no, with age it gets worse. She's like, it's probably the body needing to do that. And I actually agree with her. As long as there's no pain. But sometimes those noises are scary. One down at a time. Okay, so now I want us to do those kicks. Okay. Okay, so again, body is straight. We're not doing this. Okay, and if you want to get cardio going, you can pick up your pace. The goal is to kick high with your legs straight, okay, but don't hurt yourself. So obviously, I'm getting better. I know I keep saying it. Okay. I keep saying it in hopes that it will happen. Okay, now pick up your pace for 10 seconds, as fast as you can without compromising your form. Nice work, ladies. I know Amber tore her whole piriformis off her leg a couple years ago and needed surgery. And then I saw her surfing last summer, a year later. It's very inspiring for me to see that. Okay, so how are we feeling? Good? Let's start while we're warm. We're going to do one of my most suggested dumbbell chest presses with the hip thrust. So if you're not currently, you will, ladies will be, you're all in my program, so you will be continuing to do this type of thing. But if you're not incorporating a hip thrust, any type of rotation in your strength routine, you definitely should be. Not only is it killing two birds with one stone, but it's teaching the body to work together. Okay, so again, more functional. So chest press is good, but we're gonna add a hip thrust. So dumbbells to a chest press. I'm going to start easy with 15s. Okay, and because we're incorporating a hip thrust, we need to make sure that the form is there first. If you don't have a bench, you can do this on the floor. You just put yourself into a bridge, which I will definitely demonstrate. So this is what it looks like. And when your arms are straight, your legs are bent, okay? So that's the easiest thing. The tempo, as I always make sure the clients understand tempo, I'm very specific in writing it down so they know how slow or fast they're doing. If I want them to do a negative, that's also programmed by 3 numbers. So this is what it's going to look like. Get yourself into this position. Always take a peek at your knees when you're doing a hip thrust. We're going to support the knee today. So I want your ankle to be right above the knee. Arms are straight, knee is bent. As you come down, you're going to straighten up your leg and push. This is the tempo. 3, 2, 1, push. You're going to do 10 per side, okay? So if you're feeling confident, you can go down for 3, pause for 2, and then pop up for 1. 10 per side, and if you have a lightweight, this is a lightweight, so we're doing 20 reps here, ladies. So higher volume to start, and obviously you're going to start feeling this in your legs. And the reason, keep going, the reason why I'm having you do higher reps is I want your lower body to also get an impact from this. Once you've done 10, you can give yourself 10-second rest, no longer. 5 is even better. We want the chest to also get something out of this. So it's down, bottoms close to the ground, push. 2, 3, 4. Now, if your neck is bothering you, which it certainly is pushing on mine, rest your head on the bench. It's not the most ideal for your hip thrust, but this is a high. You won't need to do it set 2. We're going to go up and wait if you can. 2 more. Inhale. Okay. That's amazing. Okay. Hard. Gets the cardio going as well. If you're wearing your heart rate monitors, pay attention to that. Okay. If you have a hip circle, grab it. If you don't, no stress. The hip circle just engages the glutes. Okay, I'm using my thin hip circle, but it has pretty sturdy pull. So it's middle of the road. So not my easiest. Okay. You're going to use your feet to anchor. Right away, you're going to feel your lower back deload, which is heaven. Okay, and you're going to grab a pretty heavy weight. We're going to do exactly how I programmed this in the past. 1 dumbbell, 1 rep, so you're going to do an RDL into the belly, okay, for 3 reps. 2, 1, this is 50 pounds, way too light. And then come up, okay? I was just worried about my piriformis. The piriformis is like, go for it. So, and you know why? It's because of the band. It helps. It puts pressure where it should. Okay, as soon as I get rid of this, I feel way more in that issue and way more on my back. This just takes a little bit of that pressure off. You may as well use your glutes. You're still using your lower back. You're not using it. So we're going to do 10 reps with 3 rows. So 1 rep is 3 rows. I'm going to grab a real weight. And a real weight for me, just out of reference, is about 30 pounds for 10. But everyone will be different, obviously, right? Some of you will have 10s and that will be your real weight. Gotta start somewhere. So RDL, drive your bum back, legs are fairly straight, into the belly, stretch. 2, 3, and then you're gonna come up. There's 1 rep. 3, 2, 1, come up. Squeeze your bum at the top. 3, so drive your elbows back, think of making cleavage with your back, upper back. Squeeze. There's 3. Squeeze. Abs are on. Zipper. You tightening up your zipper? Through the whole movement, you should work on that. Oh, it's work. Yeah? Squeeze. If you are wearing that heart rate monitor, I think you might be shocked at what zone you're in when you strength train. I'm often in zone 3. So my cardio zone 2 training feels less intense a lot of times when I'm strength training. So the entire body should start feeling a bit overwhelmed, which is amazing. Glutes on fire. 3, 2, higher volume here, ladies. We will decrease that volume with heavier loads. 1 more. 3, 2. Okay, so that was very hard. Okay, so now I'm going to take a quick sip of water. You might want to do the same. Okay, so we are going to keep this workout quite high heart rate. So you're going to sweat out any of the craziness you did last night. If you did back lunge, bicep curls with a split lunge. Now, we're not going to do forward lunge. I'm not a huge fan of the forward lunge. I still do program it because a lot of you were able to do that. But backward lunge is a more stable movement, safer on the joint. I'm totally okay with you here going above the knee, or sorry, over the knee. Okay. I'm going to start with 10s. That's my start. Because we are going to incorporate some plyometrics here. Let me show you what we're doing. Back lunge. Once you get the knee down, 1 curl per side, no swinging. And then you're gonna do plyometrics for 3. 3, 2, 1, and then you're on that other leg. Okay, we're going to do 5 of those. 1 rep is 1 arm or 1 leg, other leg, split jumps, 5 of them. Okay, brace yourself. Okay, here we go. And you know, my jumps, because they're weighted, are not landing with my feet together. It's too hard on everything, right? So I'm just gonna do step, step, and then the lunge. You don't have to add the plyometric, but if you are not doing the plyometric because you just don't like it, do it anyway, okay? I hate them too, but again, if you stop doing these things, that's when your body gets used to not doing them. 1. So 2 movements. 2, and then the jumps. 3, 2, 1. I still am trying to bend the best I can, but I'm being smart about it. 1, 2, 3. Compound movement with a singular movement. Compound is the lunge, many muscles involved, incorporating into a bicep, which can be pretty boring, mundane movement without this. We sometimes just do boring, but not today. 3, 2, 1. I believe this is 4 for me. 3, 2, 1. Last one. And if your arms are getting tired, alternate. Alternate your arms. Just don't move or stop moving. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Legs more than biceps there. But don't worry. We'll make sure that those are also very tired. Options here for the last exercise. You're going to use a suspension trainer and do some type of pull-up. You can use a squat rack and just do regular pull-ups, okay? Or you can use a band, or you can do farmers, okay? So I've given you a few options to cover a different part of the back from the second exercise. So I like to shorten the suspension trainer to its highest point. So make it up here and up here, okay? And then I'm just gonna do like a pull-up. Now I'm lucky, mine hangs from the ceiling. Some of you will have it on a door, which is fine. Just put your feet against the door and you'll obviously be leaning back a bit more, okay? But for me, I really like when my back is perfectly straight rather than leaning back, okay? So I'm pulling up and down, okay? Or pull-ups or farmers, okay? So the back is a big muscle, big. There's many muscles back there. So you have to be sure that you're isolating them equally and proportionately to make sure that they're developing the same strength so there's no weaknesses, right? So this is the second complemented back exercise that will sort of make this workout a complete back workout. Normally I program supersets, so it's a little bit different, but hey, a live workout's a little different. Here we go. So make sure the last 2 are hard. That will be different for all of you. Full range of motion. So I'm coming all the way down. If the suspension trainer was a little longer, I would not get that range of motion, right? Feels good to use the back. I haven't done any other workouts other than these, and I can definitely tell that my body has missed back. Okay, one more. Full range of motion. And obviously, eccentrically make sure that last rep is the slowest rep. Who else is sweating? Okay, so we're gonna grab another sip of water. gonna repeat that circuit. The hip thrust, I want only 5 per side, total of 10 chest press. So if you have loads that can do that, do it. If not, stick with higher volumes to make sure you get something out of this workout. Again, 5 per leg for some people, 20 pounds, 15 pounds will be plenty, right? That's why when you start online training, you have to pay attention to your perceived exertion. Okay. I can't tell you the weights to choose because you're all going to be different. The last two have to be a challenge without compromising your form. Okay, so I did 15, those were way too easy. Hard for 20. My shoulder feels awesome, so I'm gonna go to 25s. I could do 30s, but let's not be too crazy this morning. Wonder what you ladies are doing. I know all three of you have a pretty, Amber's in her sick and moves house, so she's probably doesn't have, I can't remember, I don't know if she has dumbbells. Now, if you don't have heavy enough weight, then you can also incorporate some type of prowler type push-up, which is one of my favorites because you all hate it so much. Okay, so the prowler push-up, just so you know, is one of my favorites. You come back and then you push. I didn't program that because my shoulder's like, no way. But all of you, more of you could do that. So just as a reminder, with these hip thrusts, I would prefer you to keep your eye gazed to that knee. Now it shouldn't be an issue because your reps are a little bit less, okay, because of the neck. If your neck needs to be supported and you can't keep your eyes on the knee, support your neck, okay? But the proper hip thrust, your eyes are always gazing at your knee. I'm gonna switch with my other leg first this time. You don't have to, but I'm going to start with my right leg up. So remember, if your arms are bent, your legs are straight. Oh. Okay, 25 feels good. Hard to get up. Okay, so arms are straight, leg is bent, knee supported, because the ankle is underneath the knee. Here we go. So way heavier load is not going to be as powerful on the concentric. 2, 3. Slow. Pause. Quicker. Okay, the twist at the top is bugging my shoulder, so I'm going to take the twist out. Okay, switch. I'm not going to take me to rest now. Hold. 3. Actually, we're 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Okay. Dumbbells close to the chest to protect. Not the prettiest, but you're all doing the workout. Let's stick with the throw for the rows because that was quite difficult for me. I'm getting sweaty. I have seen this now. I didn't think I need to, but my cocktails from last few days I can feel them. So I wasn't really prepared to take this off. Sorry about the boobs hanging out. Okay, here we go. So you're going to this alleviates a little bit of pressure on your hips, puts it where it needs to be so much better. Grab that weight, 5 to 10 reps. I'm going to let you pick the rep number that makes you challenged, okay? So typically when I like to do these workouts, sometimes I add an exercise per station, which is what we're gonna do here. So save some room is what I'm trying to say. Abs are in, zip up that zipper. Helps when you're not wearing any clothes, because you can tell when you're not engaged your abs, yeah? Okay, here we go. RDL, 3, stretch, 2, stretch, 1, and then come up. There's 1. So really stretch out your lats. Okay, so you're stretching out your lats here, you're squeezing your rhomboids here, so you're isolating the widest part of your back and the middle rhomboids. And your hamstrings and your glutes and your hips. So lots of stuff going on. That's why the heart rate stays high. This too, I think. Stretch. Do not let your torso move. Torso is silent. You're rowing your back, not using you're using your upper back here. So if you're doing this, try to avoid any rowing. Make sure your back stays straight. Don't hump over. I know lots of things to consider, but form. I feel this mostly in my bum. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna do 1 more of these because my ass is on fire. 3, 2, 1, and come up. Holy smokes. Okay, now I'm back. So I'm gonna add a face pull to just make sure those rhomboids are getting also the full benefit of this workout. So middle upper back face pulls, you can get done with bands too. Suspension trainer is my favorite now. It's at its longest point. So grab both levers, push, make sure you're down. And a face pull with no wrist to the temples and extend. Let me show you. So even if you're using a suspension trainer, the movement is temples, stretch. Okay, do those until they feel a good burn, 10, 15, 20. Okay, and then let me show you what it looks like with, okay, a band. Okay, pull, pull. Okay, don't do any of this business, right? So I find face pulls actually very therapeutic for my shoulder as well. This is what I told Kelly when she let me know her shoulders were bugging her. I told her to do face pulls every day, which is what I should be doing too. 3, 4. So remember, upper back here, no wrist. You're not using any wrist. Your chest is leading. Your chest is leading, not your hips. I'm not cueing you 3. I'm just cueing in general, because what I see is people lead with their chest or their hips. Your chest is going first. Now I'm feeling it. 5, slow, release slow. 4, 3, that's better. 2, and 1. Oh, my body is saying, thank you, Tish. This is what you needed. Missing link all week is that back work. Bicep curls with the we're almost done. Okay. Getting cold. Okay. I'm going to grab the 12 up with weight. We're going to do only 3. Okay. Start with the other leg first this time, if you can remember. So I went back. This is a more comfortable feel. So I'm going to start with this. 3, only 1, sorry. And then drops for 3. 3, 2, 1. Just 3 of these. Look at my elbows. They're not moving, right? I see a lot of this. I even see this. It's not right. You almost have to be to your side. Okay? You will do that because it feels easier. You're not doing it on purpose, but it just feels better, right? Letting other parts of the body work. 3, 2, 1. There's 3. Now I want the biceps. We're going to hit a longer head of the bicep with the suspension trainer. I will show you an option without. Right away, hitting the shorter head, elbows up. Suspension trainer is still at its full length. Okay? Elbows don't move to the temples and extend. None of this business. Elbows stay fixed. Okay? Do those until they hurt. 5, 10, 15. Shouldn't be more than about 10. If you do not have suspension trainer, there's no problem. You can easily isolate. We're just changing the fulcrum, right? So fulcrum was here. Now we're changing it to here. And for some of you, you're changing it here. Okay, so full range of motion without coming all the way up because there's no work here. So stop before that tension is released. Constant tension, your elbows aren't moving, they're staying in the inside of the knee. No wrist, all the way down without locking the elbow. Okay, don't lock the elbow. You can't tell I'm not locking it because I'm still doing it properly. But a lot of you will take the weak link right out and stop here. Okay, the weak link will stay weak if you don't isolate and focus on it. Okay, so biceps, we're definitely working, but we're also working all the other muscles that help us with getting a more effective pull-up, right? Strengthening the wrists. This is a pretty light pulse, but I'm just here to really show you, and then I'm going to finish with my suspension trainer. Ladies, if you're finished, grab a little sip of water. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, the chest is leading, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last rep is the slowest, the most concentrated. Okay, so now we've got, oh, I forgot one exercise, that's okay. I'll add it at the end. I wrote it down, I still can't follow it. Farmers, pull-ups. This is a really good option for a back movement. Okay. This is also really awesome to get the back. I like it without the handles actually because it kind of doesn't, that doesn't go on the shoulder. So I'm gonna go back to my pull-ups on the suspension trainer. Don't forget that we need to make sure we're doing the entire range of motion. So I'm double making it as high as it can go. One band at a time. We release it together, but you have to shorten it one at a time. Okay, so what we'll do is, it doesn't matter. As long as you're tired at the end, that's all that matters. 1, no wrist. 2, full range of motion. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so I forgot the heights for the push-ups. We have really only done one chest. So let's finish with this and then we're done, okay? Told you it was a serious workout. So you can use this as a suspension trainer as well. The right length, when you put your feet in, is 6 inches off. So this is a full length. All the way is like, here's the ground. I like to raise it a little bit higher, just to support the lower back. Okay. You can definitely do it like that. Most of us now have some form of a suspension trainer. You don't have to buy the $250 TRX. You can buy the $70 knockoff, which is exactly the same. TRX just knows how to brand well. So the higher the ball, the easier it is. So I think I'll move my bench and do it this way so you can see better. Okay, so I start from the back and then roll out. So this would be really easy. This would be hard. So you can find something in the middle and you can do either a tuck push-up. So this is a decline push-up. Okay, so it's you're focusing again on a different part of the chest. So tuck abs, obviously. Posterior chain tilt, right? Not like this, and then lead with your head. And your push-up is past your hands, just a little bit for the decline. You can also do a pike. Okay, and then push up. So 5 to 10, whatever is your, and this is also incredible for your shoulders, right? Under your shoulders. This doesn't hurt my shoulder at all. Okay, I've got one more knee. Oh. So that technically was supposed to be before your last round of pull-ups. So if you're watching the video and not doing it, incorporate 2 rounds of that. Ladies, thank you so much. Honestly, I really appreciate you showing up, doing these workouts. The last giveaway is a big one. One free year, and Neil is paying for that with his company. So sorry, boobs. So Merry Christmas, love you ladies, and I appreciate you contributing to this amazing fundraiser. We'll be in touch.